What's up, guys? This is True Warlord here, and with a new Call of Duty means new things to my channel, and I'm bringing a story time series to my channel. I don't know what specific day it'll be uploaded on generally, but I think it's going to be something like Wednesdays. I'm going to try and have a story time video uploaded to my channel, and today we're going to talk about something that happened a little over a year ago with my friend Corey and my friend Tyler. So at the old house that I was living in, my friend Corey was over at my house, and the next day we were supposed to go to this suicide prevention walk thing here in the town that we live in, or that I live in. And he was staying the night at my house, and so was my friend Tyler, because he was also going. And so we're fucking around, you know, it's the middle of the night, probably 12 o'clock in the morning, I'd say, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning, somewhere in there. And I got this BB gun, right? I don't... I don't even know why I had it out at this point in time. I don't fucking remember. But I'm just fucking around with them, right? And I think back to this, and I had all my electronics in there, and I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. I was literally being a complete retard. And this BB gun that I had was one of the rifles. So I was fucking around with it, and I shot it, and it didn't hit anybody. And I shot it, and it just kind of bounced around. You did its thing, you know. And this is a small room. I don't know exactly how big it was, but it was small. And so I shot it again, and I kind of like jumped up out of my seat and shot it. And Corey was like on the bed in the corner, and he had a blanket over him, and he jumped and he pulled the blanket up, but his hand was exposed, and the BB went right into his hand. Okay, and I think back on this, and it was hilarious. I will literally imitate here in a couple seconds what he did as soon as I shot him in the hand. Okay, so I shot him in the hand, and I realized that I shot him in the hand at that instant. And me, as being a fat ass, moved so fucking quick out of that room to go get something to cover his hand. But before I left the room to go get something for his hand, he literally jumps out of the bed, holding his, I think it was his left hand that it happened in, and like it's between his thumb and his pointer finger. And he just falls down onto his knees in front of me, and he screams and he's crying. He's like, "Why?" So loud, and it was funny. It was like a movie, but he wasn't doing it on purpose. He was legitimately hurt, and I freaked out. I went and got him what he needed, and I wrapped his hand up and put pressure on it and blah blah blah. So we thought that the BB that I shot was still in his hand. So later on during the night, probably about an hour or so after everything had happened, my dumbass, thinking that this might just work, and actually I don't know, it could still work, I don't know, but I went to the refrigerator and I grabbed the magnet off the fridge. I'm like, well, I'm gonna fucking find out if this goddamn BB's in there, so I know if I gotta take him to the hospital or not, right? So I go and I put it over his hand, and we didn't think the BB was in there, and it ended up not being in there. And yeah, sure enough. So later on that night, I ended up having Karma come all the way back around and fucking kick me in the ass, because I was standing underneath the light fixture in my room. It was just like a glass plate that's kind of over my light, and I'm just standing there, and that thing falls and like hits the back of my head and like the back of my neck and just shatters all down my back. So that night was kind of interesting. And then also throughout that night, I had pulled up a little bit of a prank on Corey, where he had a glass of water, or he asked me for a glass of water. So I went to the kitchen, got him a glass of water, and it took me a little while, and he probably realized this, but it took me a little while, and during that time that it took me to get his glass of water, I had actually trimmed my toenails, and I put my toenails inside of his water, and none of you guys know what my feet look like, thank God. So I got some like Shrek looking feet, and it's pretty fucking disgusting. And I put my toenails in his water, and he started drinking it, and he realized that my toenails were in his water, and he spit it up all over. And yeah, that's pretty much how that went. So the next day, after we had walked all the way to the park for this walk, he went home, and I was worried that his mom was going to be pissed at me, like she was going to hunt me down and literally like chop off my nuts. But I ended up calling him, I think the same day, maybe the next day, and asking him what his mom said, and this was her literal comment towards everything that had happened. "Boys will be boys." I shot him in the hand with a BB that was bleeding pretty well, and her comment was, "Boys will be boys." And that just, it blew me away. Like, I was so glad I didn't get in any trouble. But that's pretty much all I got for this episode of Storytime, guys. It's the first episode on my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you are new. Comment down below what you guys thought about this video. Also, Twitter and Facebook links will be down in the description, and deuces.